So, hi everyone. I just want to welcome everyone to our Rest and Rise Wellness Workshop. I think this is going to be really important for the next 4 years. Um, I have to say, I've been working with Adrian for the past 3 weeks, and it's really changed a lot of things, like my perspective on things. After the election, I was super angry, but I was also really, really tense. And I'm still angry, but I'm not tense. And it's like cleared my ability to think about things a lot differently. So I hope everybody gets something out of this. I don't know if everybody knows Adrian, but Adrian George is an author of Wellness on the Weekly. It's 50 fun prompts for mindfulness, movement, and a whole lot of stress. I just recently, so I can put it up here. I just recently got this. It's her book. I'll put the link to the book in the chat. Um, it's really awesome. Uh, Adrienne is a mindfulness activist, and she was on the DNC for Democrats Abroad from 2016 to 2024. And while serving on the DNC, she was the secretary of the Midwest Regional Caucus and a standing member of the Credentials Committee. And she was also the 2024 Democratic National Convention Credentials Committee. She's had a lot of different roles in DA, and she is really an awesome person. And I hope that she's also my friend, if that didn't come through. Um, and she's a really awesome person. So I'm going to turn it over to Adrian and to let us get started. Do you want to start with your slides,
Yeah,
Adrian?
can you run the slides for
Yep, I
me?
will.
Thanks. And that's
Let me just put
perfect,
the
just so
book
we
in the
can.
chat and then
Perfect.
I'll start the slides. Um,
We are
yeah,
going to
this
have
is,
some history and some history about Black activists and our allies, and hopefully learn something and have a little fun before we get into the mindfulness portion. Angela, thank you so much for the introduction. When we get to those part of the slides, we'll be able to skip over those. Um, if you could, yeah, let's see, where are you? If we could go to the slide with King on it, because Angela chose this quote because this is pretty much where we are. I think it's the next slide after that one,
there we go.
but it pretty much sums up where we are. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. That pretty much sums up where we are. And Angela, the next slide, it's we're inviting you to join the Democrats Abroad Global Black Caucus if you're not already a member. If you believe in human rights, we need you to join. There's so many activities to be a part of our community. The
Yeah,
link is
and
there. Yeah, Angela, please talk about the caucus.
let me just say that the Global Black Caucus is not just for Black people, it's for everyone because the world that we're working for is a world where we are all living together and performing as a community and not separated into little silos. So everyone can join, and I appreciate it if you do. Go ahead, Adrian.
Sure. And the next slide is a reminder of why we're here. You all are here because you vote. You help people vote. You care about what voting stands for. It's our right. And we've got elections this year. I know we're tired. We're tired, right? But we've got elections this year. Off year elections include gubernatorial, state legislatives in a few states. We've got mayoral races, a lot of other election races. And for the next slide, we're not going to go through all of the elections that are coming up, but some of the key are in Florida. We always know what happens in Florida is important. New York's got some elections. If you vote, if you're a member of Democrats Abroad and you vote in any of the elections that come up during the year, you get a notification from Democrats Abroad to make sure that you've requested your ballot or that you know what's going on. So that's another good reason to join Democrats Abroad in general. And then the Black Caucus, and there's Women's Caucus, Hispanic Caucus. There's a place for you in Democrats Abroad. Next slide, Angela, if you don't mind. Yeah, the governor elections are in New Jersey and Virginia. Next slide, if you don't mind. Lieutenant governor in New Jersey, Virginia. Again, something happening. Something happening again in Virginia. Angela, I'm on slide 9. Supreme Court elections, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Louisiana. I'm on slide 10 now. More about Wisconsin. Because I don't want to spend a lot on this. The point that I put these in here is to let you know there are elections this year, and there are a lot of elections. Slide 11. A lot of cities are having a mayoral elections, and we know that elections are local. What happens local can be is more importantly, or can be as important. They're doing minimum wage, right? They're feeding kids in school at the mayoral level. So I put this here. I'm on slide 12 to let you know that tons of people are having elections.
Wow.
Yeah, so you see what I
Yeah.
mean? You see why we can't rest? I say plus 54 additional mayoral races. I don't want to be held accountable like maybe there are more because I've seen other things that are more, but I think I got this in Ballotopia
Well,
and I
yeah.
trust them pretty much.
Can I just add something really quickly?
Please.
That these elections, Wisconsin and the two Florida elections are on April 1st. And so if you know anybody in those districts, please make sure they vote. And the same thing with Virginia and New Jersey, because we have to hold on to the people in the states that we have for the sake of our democracy. Yeah, that's it.
They're frontline people. They're
Yeah.
frontline people. That's absolutely right. So I say all that to hype you up, right? We've got a lot of work to do. So that means that we have to take care of ourselves. What does slide 15 say? Oh, one more about elections. And I think this is important because Prince George's County they're having a special election for county executive. Why? Because their county executive, and did she make senator? And she's senator, right?
Yes,
So
that's right.
these state elections are important. They can propel you to national positions. So slide 16, what do we do? Me and Angela, if you ever listen to the Global Black Caucus, Power to the People podcast, we're always begging people to register to vote. So here's my beg for the day. Register to vote, go to vote from abroad. So now we get to the fun part. 10 minutes in, we're doing great. 10 minutes in, we're gonna have an interactive wellness. I did this just for us. Okay, if you all were on the Jane Elliott call, we shouldn't be calling ourselves black people, right? Because that's a construction race. So a global majority. It's a lesson though. I have to relearn my framing. So this is for global majority political activists and our allies. We're the vanguard of change, inheritors of a rich legacy of resistance,
Okay.
resilience, and transformation. We're going to honor your work today, recharge your spirits, and cultivate practices that'll sustain you for the long haul. There are things that we're going to do today that you can do on your own. So, what you'll need, slide 18, just a piece of paper or something to write on if you don't have a journal close by. You're probably already in comfy clothes, a chair with a back. And I know Chris is in a chair with the wheels. We're not going to fall out of our chair, but if you can lock the wheels, if your feet don't reach the floor when you sit on your chair, books or something so that your feet are stable. I've got tea if you want a beverage, tissues if you get weepy or if you have a runny nose, because we're going to do breathing exercises. So gather your things. We can skip the next slide, Angela, because you already said about me. You talked about me. But while people are gathering their things, I can let you know that my first vote was for Jesse Jackson in the 1980 primary. So you know how old I am, right? Oh, I voted in DC from Sweden. I think I told you that. I've been active with Democrats Abroad since 2007 when I started a local chapter. I've been to 5 consecutive Democratic National Conventions. I don't know if I'll go to another one, but that's a pretty good record, I think. And that's it. Yeah. I got my creds. I studied. I came to yoga because of grief. Actually, yeah, trauma and grief. Became a teacher because of grief. So we have all of our things. Are we ready for the ridiculously brief history of Black global majority activism in the US? Because that's what this is. And just to say, it's significant to social and political movement in US history. We've been a part of every political and social movement in US history, from abolitionist Everest, from Frederick Douglass and Sojourner Truth, the civil rights movement. Now pay attention to this slide because it's going to pop up later, kind of like in a little quiz. So we know the names are like Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and Malcolm X. We know that they've long fought for justice and equality. We've been witness to recent histories. We lived through Black Lives Matter. Do we know the names, though, the co-founders, Alicia Garza, Patrice Cullors, and Opal Tometi? They continue that vital work in the line of Sojourner Truth, addressing systemic racism, police brutality. Next, so embody this lineage of liberation, embody this, and recognize that activism can take its toll. That's why we're here. Remember, your wellness is essential. If you go down, who's fighting the fight, right? So not just as self-care, but taking care of Black people, global majority people, people fighting fascism, being well, that's an act of resistance in itself, right? So here we go. In the chat, please drop the names of the people you see pictured on the screen. And if you are a part of the global majority, you better know these names, or I'm going to take, like they say, your Black card. I've lived in Sweden so long, in Europe so long, I'm always afraid I'm going to lose my Black card. If you know you know what I mean. Drop the names of those people you see pictured on the screen. I know everybody knows them. Susan says these slides will be used as a reference for us as the year goes on. Well, thank you. I'm not seeing anything in the chat. Are people writing in the chat the names of these people? Can you see what I see?
Can't because I changed the
It's okay if
settings,
you can't. That's okay. You can
but
come
we'll
off
see.
mute and say, come off
On
mute real quick.
Well,
If they can come off mute, and if they can't, I just want it to
well,
be interactive. If you don't, okay, people are saying the names in the chat.
yeah,
Perfect.
okay,
My
great.
plan's coming together. That's perfect.
don't know how to
Same.
chat on a telephone, so
Oh,
Oh, don't worry. You
ah,
know what? I
yeah,
probably
don't
couldn't
worry
figure that
about
out
it.
either. But you came off mute.
Okay.
I'm glad to know that you can come off mute. So if anybody wants to say these people's names out loud in the chat, I love it. Um, the next slide, this is where I said pay attention to slide 20. I don't know if there are young people here that would know these names because these are their heroes. So we know Malcolm X, but also we have Alicia Garza, Patrice Cullors, and Opal Tometi pictured. They are the founders, the co-founders of Black Lives Matters. So I love this graphic that Angela came up with for the next slide. I want you all to embrace your inner marvel, your inner superpower, because we are out there fighting for justice and equality, just like Captain Marvel and everybody else. And we've relied on allies in this fight. And these allies have bravely used their privilege, their platforms, and their power to support Black liberation. Now, I've highlighted a few here. It's not exhaustive. And I would love for you all to help me build out this list. Everybody knows John Brown, right? Have you heard the expression like that's my John Brown, like I'm riding with John Brown? We know what that's like, your ride or die. John Brown literally gave his life for the movement. He was an abolitionist. So it was William Lloyd Garrison. He lived from 1805 to 1879. He was a journalist and a founder of the Liberator. He was a staunch abolitionist, and he worked closely with alongside Frederick Douglass. Do you know Anne Braden? She was born in 1924 and died in 2006. Oh, she didn't get to see Obama become president. She was a white civil rights activist who fought against racial segregation, and she supported the Southern Freedom Movement. That could not have been easy because it's noted it was often at great personal cost to her. Yuri Kochiyama, 1921 to 2014, a Japanese American activist who stood by the Black Liberation Movement, and she worked with Malcolm X. She knew Brother Malcolm. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, born 1907, died in 1972. He was a Jewish theologian and an ally during the Civil Rights Movement. He worked with Dr. King in Selma. And I've been in the room with Dolores Huerta. She's still alive, born in 1930. That was the year my mom was born. A Latina labor leader, a civil rights advocate, supported solidarity between Black and Brown and Indigenous movements, amplifying collective liberation efforts. If anybody knows any other allies, drop them in the chat or come off mic and say them. We know you're there. You're here on the call.
Eleanor Roosevelt?
Eleanor
Yes.
Roosevelt.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely. She worked with Mary Bethune-McLeod. Did I say that right? Correctly? Absolutely. Yeah. Someone's going to say something else, I think. Bernie Sanders. Yeah, he's an ally.
Yes.
Wonder Woman, the fictional character, and maybe Gal Gadot. Okay. Awesome.
Pauli Murray.
Yes. Well, Pauli Murray was African American, if you're talking about the lawyer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
But thanks for calling her name. Say her name. Thank you. You don't often say her name. And the only reason I happen to know that is one of my best friends is a professor at Howard Law School, and that's her. She's like all over Pauli Murray. I think Pauli Murray has a Howard connection. So now we're getting into the wellness part. So some leading voices in wellness, Dick Gregory, he's not with us anymore, but you may remember him, Bell Hooks. I think did we recently use Bell Hooks? I think so. But they were leading voices in wellness. And some more modern and some new generation voices, Octavia Rahim and Latham Thomas. I don't know if you're familiar with either one of those, but they advocate for Black people to get rest, and Latham's particularly for Black mothers. Now, we're about to get going here. But if I want to know, during the Black Lives Matters movement, we were out there in the streets, but we were also out there doing wellness. And I'm just curious if there were any Black Lives Matter protests or anything where you live. This has nothing to do with wellness, but just for my curiosity. Because I know they were in Prague. I know they had them, I think they had something even in Sweden somewhere. But I know all around the world, Black Lives Matters. I wonder what this new administration, what kind of movements we're going to see pop up. We are part of whatever is already happening. Now, next slide, Angela, if you don't mind, can you name this yogi and this pose? I don't know if this picture is clear enough for you to see, if you can
oh my goodness,
enlarge it on your personal devices.
Yeah, that's a great position for someone who has a lot of body strength and flexibility.
Well, you know what? As people of the global majority, as women, as allies, we got a lot of flexibility and we have a lot of strength. So this is a parallel for that. But this is the bow pose, and that's Sister Rosa Parks, y'all.
oh
wow.
Sister Rosa Parks, yeah. Next slide, 32. Angela Davis did yoga in her jail cell. She was like, they can't take my mind. This pisses people off, when you have your power, but also to stay sane. They're locking you up. What you gonna do? A little bit of yoga, breath work, meditation. Now, Quincy, sorry. Can you name this yogi in the pose? Did I give it away? Next slide, please.
Jackson.
This brother, we lost this brother last year.
Jones.
Yes, Quincy Jones. In lotus pose. And I cannot do lotus pose like that, by the way. I'm sitting in crisscross applesauce or whatever, but I can't do that. So admire him. Now, I don't know, next slide, if you all read this brother's Substack. If you don't, run, subscribe right now to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's Substack. I gave his name away because I'm thinking it's so obvious. This pose, can you name this pose? Now, this pose is one of the symbols of, yes, exactly. I was going to say a symbol of America, United States of America. people on this call, we have to stop saying America. We have to say the United States of America. I got that lesson when I was in Oaxaca, Mexico years ago. Where are you from, America? They're like, well, you're in America now. You better say US. I was like, thank you. But I still fall into the trap. Subscribe to the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Substack, please. He's dropping gems. So let's start our mindfulness practice. Just so you know, we're going to be in a chair for the movement part. But we're going to start with journaling. So grab your piece of paper or your journal. Some people journal like that. And I'm going to give you, well, it's on the screen, isn't it? A series of 5. You don't have to answer all 5. We've got about 5 minutes. Pick one, maybe take a screenshot so you can work on these later. Pick one to focus on now because we're gonna do 5 minutes for this. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, harsh on the time. If anybody says I need more time. Hi, I saw Maya came in. Welcome.
Hey, sorry to be late. Thanks.
No, you're right on time.
I've been here for a few minutes, so I haven't just.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Maya's coming in from London. We had people say where they were coming in from.
I came in from France, Eileen Barnes.
Hey, Eileen.
Welcome.
Hi.
Bienvenue.
Merci beaucoup.
So everybody have their question?
Does everybody have their question? I'm going to give you 5 minutes to work on it. I didn't start the timing. Did you time, Angela? I'll start now.
No, but I can put the questions in the chat if
Okay.
that helps.
Yeah, if you can copy. Yeah, but I want to give
I'll
people
just
a little
copy
bit.
them out of the slide and
Thank you, ma'am.
put the questions out there for everybody.
Pick one for now and start jotting down thoughts on that before we go to the next thing, because this is kind of just so you can see where you are. What'd you say?
There's people that are coming in and everything else are covering up the. Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, I had to.
I understand. Yeah, okay, thanks. I didn't quite. I was like, oh no, I can't.
There we go.
Yay. Okay. So I'll read them out loud. What are my fears about this political moment? And how can I remind myself of the power of collective action? Who or what inspires me to keep going even when I feel disheartened? What emotions are most present for me right now? And where do I feel them in my body? I said 5 questions. They're only 4. 5 minutes is what I was thinking. How can I show myself and my community compassion during this time of uncertainty? If anybody wants to share in the chat or come off mute and share what they wrote, this is a safe space. It is being recorded though, so if you don't want to say anything that we'll be seeing later, it's not required, but I just want to offer a safe space.
I'll be the first person to say something because this is the question about who or what inspires me to keep going even when I feel disheartened. That is my family. I am so concerned about my family in the United States and here in Germany. My husband, I used to work for the military and my husband still does. And I just really remember when the first Trump administration, how everything was. And I have to keep going. I have to.
I hear you. And that goes down to the basic reason why I vote, right, from abroad, why it matters, because I care about my family here and the impact that we have everywhere. Anyone else want to share? You have
I,
time.
I have a question that I wanted to pose to Angela because I mean, as I said, I'm here in France. I know that she's in Germany. Um, I don't know what the political atmosphere is in Germany. I mean, I've been to Germany several times, but the political atmosphere is, or reaction, I should probably say, with regards to Americans in Germany. I don't know if people are talking about the situation because what I'm not, I don't want to say up against, but I know that the French can be very, they say pudique, not prudes. I'm trying to think, they can be very discreet with certain subjects. And I found that since there were two things that went on with the election. One, when Kamala Harris was up, it was as if there were no elections going on in the States. Nobody, even in my neighborhood where people, you know, I've known people for several years, wouldn't dare ask me. I don't know if it was out of fear, out of respect, what? I have absolutely no idea. And ever since Trump has gotten in office, nobody will even talk of the subject with me. I mean, in people that I know very well. And so I don't, and I'm kind of, I'm out here in the boonies as it is, but I feel like I'm completely out in the boonies by myself because there's no, I mean, there are the Democrats abroad. We're kind of scattered throughout Brittany where I live, you know, so we aren't, you know, physically that close, but, you know, yes, there's internet and the phone. But you kind of go, you know, I'm curious as to in other countries like Germany or other, just even other countries around the world, is everyone going through this where everyone's kind of like sitting like, you know, waiting like, you know, sitting ducks, you know, waiting for something to happen? Or are there countries where people will come up and say, look, what's going on with the States or how do you feel about it? Because nobody, nobody has, no one has broached the subject with me. No one
I live
that I
in
know.
France and my friends bring it up all the time. They bring it up. I don't. They say, "What is going on in your country? We're so
Exactly.
afraid."
Mhm.
Yeah, the French are, I find them very uh, open and extrovert about talking politics if they know that it doesn't insult us or disturb us. I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
Brittany, I don't know very well. I'm in Marseille.
You're in
And
Marseille. Okay.
yeah, yeah. And Paris, obviously, is so, you know,
Well,
yeah.
Paris is on another planet, so we won't even
Right. Yeah,
discuss.
exactly. And so is Marseille. And
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, we're the bad reputation, you know, Marseille.
Yes. Yeah, yes.
So like we're the rebels,
Fortunate.
we're the, you know, we're the, but that's why I love it. So
Yeah,
is
here in Toulouse, I have many friends that ask my permission if they can ask a question. They're confused.
That's what I was wondering.
So
Okay,
that's the important thing is that we do tell people that we are not in agreement with this. This is a coup, basically, and just say a
exactly.
few words. Have your spiel prepared. But I think if no one talks to you about it, either you're not well integrated in your community, or you just maybe can broach the subject yourself a bit, just to let them know you're
Mhm.
really distressed about what's happening in your country. You know.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was just curious. It's interesting because I didn't know that there were other people from France online, you know, because it doesn't say, you know, what country we're from. So I didn't know. I didn't know if I was the only American, you know, here.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to thank everyone for sharing and ask everyone to update your name and put your location or put it in the chat. And I'm going to acknowledge some of the other shares in the chat. For examples, David mentioned about needing to slow down and breathe, and that bridges us to our next exercise. It's a breathing exercise. So, Angela, you don't mind, we can go to that next slide, and we're going to breathe. The next slide is going to show you and explain the breathing exercise that we're going to do together. It's called 4-7-8 breath. Dr. Andrew Vio came up with this. You can do this anywhere. It's going to help you reduce stress, improve focus, have clarity, regulate your emotions, enhance energy. Sounds like a little miracle, right? But the truth is, breathing, we hardly do it. And it is a little miracle inside of our bodies. So now, take your glasses off if you're wearing glasses, sit comfortably. If you need to push back from your desk or whatever, make sure your feet are solidly on the floor. I'm going to get into a chair so I can show you how to do it seated. You want your back to be against your chair. I'm going to have my phone to make sure that you can see me because I can see you here. Yeah, you can see me. Perfect. I'm going to turn though to the side actually so you can see. Run away. Got your back. Okay, you can see my feet are planted on the floor. My back is on the resting. My shoulders are relaxed. This is just a seated position. We want to be seated comfortably. We're not going to be synchronized because everybody has different lung capacity, but I will demonstrate and I can tap it out so we can do it together or you can get the idea. We're going to inhale to your count of 4. Then you'll hold your breath to your count of 7. And you will exhale to your count of 8. When you exhale, I suggest you purse your lips as if you were holding a straw in between your lips. That will help you increase the length of your exhale. So I'm going to sit back down now and tap this out. Now, don't worry if you're not at my count. I just want to do it for demonstration purposes so you see what I mean. It's going to be at your own pace, though. Some people have bigger lung capacity than me, and I may have more lung capacity than someone else. So when you're ready, what can I make noise with? This, okay. So we're going to inhale to a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale to a count of 8 through pursed lips, as if we were drinking through a straw. So inhale, hold, exhale. Inhale, hold, exhale. And do it a few times on your own, at your own pace. That could have been too fast, too slow, too whatever. But the idea is that you're inhaling for your count of 4. You're holding your breath to your count of 7. And you're exhaling to your count of 8. And the tip is to exhale through pursed lips. 4-7-8 breath. Maybe lower your gaze or close your eyes. Feel free to return to your precious, beautiful, normal breath whenever you feel ready. Same time, feel free to take a couple more rounds of 4-7-8 breath If that's working for you, you can put in the chat if you could do this. Was this easy for you to do? Is this something that you think you can do on your own? And do you feel any immediate relief? You do this in the car, stuck in traffic, in a meeting. Anytime you just want to calm down a bit, take it down a notch or two. I'm looking in the chat. Are we ready to move on? Does it work? I've done this before and it works. Yes, it does, Susan. I'm glad you're familiar. Artist, yay, that was great. 444 is great. You had
Yeah,
immediate results.
but it wasn't it. I didn't like four. It's actually I think I missed out one four. But 4 4 4 4 4 pin
444,
four
yeah.
hold right. But I didn't. I was stressed out when I did that. This I found it to be. I found right after doing it twice, I just felt the stress. The just. I think it's what is exhaling for the eight really, and as you said with the pursed lips, there was something that was more powerful than doing it for four. I think eight it was,
Fantastic.
so I just went,
So
yes, thank
switch
you.
it out. So you go switch out 4444 breath, box breath. Sometimes I call it 16 because I
It's,
add it as I go. You go,
okay, yes,
you
it is
can,
box. It's the box breath,
yeah,
right?
you can take that out of your toolkit and replace it with
Oh,
478.
don't worry, it's already gone.
High five. Love it. Great. That was great. Texas voter living in Mexico. Hi, Sashonda. Welcome. Maya, I'm glad you like that. Natasha, you can do it on your own, but don't usually grateful to have group support today. I'm so grateful you're here. Yes, instantly more relaxed. See, y'all, this is breath. We've got that with us all the time. So, yay, we're going to start using our breath. And if you're still getting those news alerts in the hour, you're going to be doing this once an hour. I suggest you don't get the news alerts every hour, but when you do get them, you know what to do. Yay, let's move on to the next one then and see how this works for you. I remember when I was first asked, do I do EFT, emotional frequency tapping? And it was Cass Thomas. I don't know if she's on this call. She's a member of DA Italy. She was like, you don't know what I'm talking about. I don't. Well, Cass, I'm here to say I do. So on the next slide, we're going to do it in about 5 minutes. It helps release stuck emotions and release anxiety because, we do have all these things in the body. Really quickly, have you ever watched one of these wildlife shows and a deer or an antelope, one of the animals in that family is being chased by a big cat and it gets away, but then it gets back to its herd or whatever, its flock, and then it's like shaking like that because it's went through this huge traumatic experience. That's releasing all of that. When we go through trauma, we don't do that. That's instinctively, we don't do that. So we have to do it purposely. So tapping is one of those things that we do purposefully to help us move things through our body. So I'm looking to see what tapping I have for us signed up. Oh, and you know what? Okay. I know what we're doing. We're doing because it's 5 minutes. Fingertips. We're going to be gentle. Maybe soft knuckles. Like, for example, we're going to start at the crown, the top of our head. I use soft knuckles here. Now, think about, we journaled, right? So if it's something that you identified as bothering you, think about that now. Because you're like, okay, I feel this way. I want to get this out of my body. I feel this way. Okay, you're acknowledging what you feel. So you're at the top of your head. Come down now, fingertips above your brows. Let me come in closer in case I need to be closer. We started at the crown of our heads. I'm using knuckles, soft knuckles. Now with my fingertips, my brow bone, top of my brow, I'm coming from the center, going to the edge, back, center, edge. I have in mind what that thing is that's bothering me. Now I'm coming straight to my temples. Again, using fingertips. Now I'm going to use the pinky finger under my eyes. Ladies, gentlemen, the eye cream finger, ring finger under the eyes. Now that Cupid thing below your nose and above your lip, top lip, Cupid under chin. Now we're going to do our collarbones. Oh, I wore a special t-shirt for today and I'm covering it up. Can you read it? What does it say? I am resistance. We are resistance. Collarbone. I start in the center and come out, doesn't matter. Because we're all listening to our bodies. So if you're called to start out and move in, because you're going to go up and down. Another soft fist under the armpits. Both soft knuckles. Now let's see if we can do it again. It's kind of like the memory game. So crown. Just so you know, this is not the definitive way to tap or sequence. There is no one way to do this. Temples, if you've done it before, you may have done it differently. Under the nose, or Cupid bow. Under the chin. And when you're doing this on your own, you can tap for as long as you want in whatever area. Collarbone. I guess I could use soft fists here if I wanted to, but feels good for me with my fingertips. And we're back under the arms. That's our tapping for today. Now, you know, you can tap other places if you want to. We can go on down just so you can tap other places, but those are the main ones that I do that I started off with. Again, let me know how you feel. How does it feel to touch yourself in an intentional way? To think about these things and say, I'm doing this for me. I think I stay in the chair, but I need my glasses and my notepad to see what we're doing next. But let me know if you've tapped before. What, if anything, you've experienced now? And if it's something you think you do again. Yeah, massage. It is, yeah, similar, absolutely. It was interesting. Angela, we haven't talked before in our sessions. Okay, we're going to tap at some point. I'm glad it was interesting. Yeah. Oh, massage. I will sometimes get a pedicure. I won't get a pedicure at a place that doesn't have a massage chair. Like massage chair, it's a deal breaker because I need that. We're ready for yay. We're ready for our movement part. This is where I want to make sure you tap regularly. Yay. Awesome. Love it. It feels like a hug, Natasha. Yes. Ooh, goals. We're hitting our goals today. So now we're going to start the mindful movement part. Yes, if you're in a why do I feel Cliff? I don't want to call you the wrong name. You were the first person to let me find your name. Clinton, yeah, because my cousin's named Clinton. I was like, well, we call him Clint. I'm going to call you Clinton. I don't want to assume anything. Make sure those wheels are locked on your chair. You're probably going to be okay. But just for health and safety, I have to tell you to ask you to lock the wheels on your chair. Okay, we're going to start the mindful movement portion. So we're all in our chairs. Okay, give me 1 second because of course I just closed what I was going to use. There we are. Okay, I say we're in our chair, but we're actually going to start standing. And it's back to what I said, like when wild animals get chased. I don't know if they all do it, but I know I've seen this in documentaries and deer. You've seen it too. We're going to start with some shaking. We're going to shake it out. Now, this is where you get to say, okay, how old are you? Shake it up. Who we're literally shaking people. I mean it when I say shake. Now, are you going to be Taylor Swift? Shake it up. Shake it off. Ooh, ooh. What shake, Sean, do you have? But literally shake, 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 shake. Like you're that wild animal, right? You just escaped the lion, the cheetah was chasing you. But you can go faster. They can go fast, but not long. You can go longer, right? This is a marathon we're in. So shake it out. We've been through a traumatic experience. That election was, who was up election night? I'm still traumatized from staying up all night. I flew home to DC to be with my family so we could celebrate like we did with Obama, shake one leg at a time. We could shake both feet, but not at the same time, one at a time. Fingers as if you have sticky tape on the end. Get it off. Shake. Okay, now come. I'm standing to the side so you can see. So now come back to neutral. Get some bounce in your ankles and your knees. And then we're going to swing the arms so that your arms come down when you bend. Down. And now you're going to sigh it out. Unless you're going to frighten somebody in your household. Did I hear laughter? Yay! Okay. Alexa, stop. Okay, it's 11:15. Okay, now we're going to twist, swing your arms, maybe come up on your toes. Actually look from side to side. The momentum will go, your arms will just naturally come on your body. Of course, we're breathing the whole time, just our normal breath. Our breath is going to react as our body moves. Start to wind down. Until you're back to still. Place your hands over your chest center where you think your heart is. Close your eyes. And just breathe and feel what you feel. See if you can hear your breath coming in and out of your body. Take a seat and let me know how you feel. What did you feel in your body, or how does your body feel now? We've done breathing. We started by writing down how we feel. That's a release. Then we did some breathing. That's further release. We did tapping, more release. And we just did some movement, more release. We're going to do some even more. We're going to continue with the movement. You feel much better. Fantastic. You feel good. Patra, yay! Hello, I didn't greet you when you came in. Very good. Awesome. Let us know where you're in from. You've done this before. You'll start again. Awesome. Awesome. Shashandra, you've done tapping before. You enjoyed it then and now. Keep doing these concepts in the forefront. Exactly. I'm so glad this is a refresher for a lot of you, and that lighter, energized, and that maybe you found things that you can switch out with other things. And ooh, yay, David's lighter, invigorated. Susan, you're eating those nice decadent French lunches. Did you have wine? You all have wine with lunch in France. Did you have wine present? Is it okay? So now feet are flat on the floor. You know what? I realized I am reading from what I'm going to do for David in Mexico, and that part that I just did, because it's not on here. So, David, you're not getting that part in Mexico, I don't think. And I can close this. I don't need that for what I'm doing now. Okay, feet on the floor. If your feet don't reach the floor, your feet are on something solid, like a book or blocks. Again, I'm going to turn this way so that you can see my back is supported. So I'm not in the front of my chair. I'm back. I'm supported. Feet are flat. Inhale, circle, sweeping your arms up. And now look up and stretch up. Stay grounded to your chair. So your buttocks are like glued to the chair. But now you're reaching up, stretching up. Looking up and stretching up as if someone is pulling you by the wrists up. So you're elongating from the waist up, but your feet are solid on the floor and your buttocks are glued to your chair. You're stretching up, breathing, looking up, inhaling, exhaling. I'm going to take my glasses off. If you wear glasses, you can follow the sound of my voice if I don't come up clearly on your TV screen, and stretch your eyes so you're looking up. Little eye stretch. Exhale, release the arms back down. Inhale, circle sweep up. Exhale, come on down. One more time. Inhale, circle sweep up. Exhale, come on down. Now this time when we circle sweep up, exhale, right hand, hold the side of your chair. And then come on over for a stretch. This is why we don't want our chair rolling, right? Now stretch as far. My left buttock needs to stay on the seat of the chair. So if I'm coming up, that's okay. Just come on down. You decide if your neck is looking down or straight ahead because you're listening to your body. And if you listen, it'll tell you what to do. We're breathing the whole time. Look for a stretch on your left side. If you don't find it, it's okay. Keep looking for it. Inhale now, both arms back up. Let's do that stretch again when we're up, up, up. Someone's pulling us by the wrists, but our feet are solid, our buttocks are stretching, elongating the spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, left hand down this time to hold the left side of your chair. Feel secure there before coming on over for your stretch. Now, when I do that, my right elbow automatically helps me brace because I've got this back. When I hold the chair, my left elbow, so I feel supported. Find your support. Support precedes action. Find your support. Make sure your right buttock stays connected. Back up. We're stretching. We'll do one more time to the other side. So you're holding on to the right side of your chair. Once you feel safe, come over for your side stretch. Notice if you're able to stretch a little further this time. Maybe, maybe not. Always breathing. Okay, inhale, back up. Stretch, exhale, left hand down. Come on over for our final stretch on this side. Now I notice I've scooted to the left of my chair. I need to come back to the middle of my chair. Make any adjustments you need to make. Inhale for one last stretch up. Exhale, this time, turn your torso to the right. Exhale, drop your hands. Maybe your right hand is holding the bottom of your chair. So I stretched up, exhale, turned my torso to the right. Dropped my hands. My right hand fell on the bottom of my chair. My left hand is on my right knee. Breathing and stretching. Take an inhale, and your next inhale, see if you can sit up a little straighter, a little taller. And on your exhale, see if you can turn your twist a little more. You want to twist from your torso, not just straining your neck. But your eyes can stretch even further. Stretch your eyes past your right shoulder if you can. Keep breathing. When it's time for your next inhale, raise those arms, come back to center. And on this exhale, you're going to turn your torso to the left. Turn your torso to the left. Drop your hands. My left hand found the bottom of my chair. My right hand is across my left knee. And I'm breathing. Feet are solid. Next inhale, I'm going to try to sit up a little taller. And on the exhale, turn my torso a little bit more if I can, and see if I can stretch my eyes past my left shoulder. We're breathing the whole time, holding poses, but not holding breath. Our breaths. We're breathing. Inhale, back to the center. Stretch those arms up one more time. And then on the exhale, bring them down like crossing guard arms. So your wrists are allowing your hands to be flexed. Your fingertips they want to come towards your nose. Now do wide web hands. We're on our computers a lot. Web, wide web, claws, bend at the knuckles. Claws, maybe even moving beaks, like bird beaks, and paws. Make a fist, swallow your thumbs. Let's do that again. Spread your fingers, webs. Flex those those fingertips are coming back. Claws, bend at the knuckle. Beaks, these always remind me of pterodactyl. Oh, oh. And paws, this time the thumbs are on the outside when you make the fist. Arms are up. Are you starting to feel it in your arms? Start making circles. Doesn't matter which direction, because we're going to go in both. I'm starting to feel it in my shoulders and upper arms. But I'm breathing. I can send my exhales in the directions where I'm starting to feel like burn. It's not hurting, but I can feel. I'm going to send my exhales in that direction. So I'm just going to do that as a focus. Other direction with the wrists. Other direction. Who's on the computer? Now let's do this with one arm, so that right arm gets to drop for a second. Still have the left hand up. I'm going to take my right hand and gently push my fingers back towards my face. Gently, gently. You'll know when to stop. Nothing's going to ever hurt if you take a yoga class with me. Not even your feelings. We're not hurting anything. Drop the arms for a second. Shake your shoulders. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale. This time we're going to do the same stretch. This time with the left hand gently pressing those fingers toward us. Inhale, stretch now like you're reaching for opposite walls. Exhale, bring your left arm across your body. Shoulder stretch. Maybe you have your forearm on the forearm or you're higher up. Shoulder stretch. Now take an inhale, and on the exhale, look to your left, over the left shoulder. Keep breathing. Exhale through your mouth if you want. Inhale, we're looking back to the center. We're stretching our arms toward opposite walls because we're going to exhale, bring the right arm across the body this time. Shoulder stretch on the other side. Notice how it's different or how it's the same. Keep breathing. Take an inhale. Next exhale, this time look over your right shoulder. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, drop your arms. Place your left palm face up on your lap. Sorry, right. And then your left palm on top of it. And we're just going to take a feel me moment to notice how you feel. Maybe close your eyes, lower your gaze. We have a little bit more movement to do, but we'll take this opportunity just to check in. Notice your breathing. And how you're feeling. Okay, let's just do something really quickly for the hips. Is this accessible for most people? Most people, can you cross your ankle over your leg? And you can move your leg, your left foot away from your body or closer to your body. Flex the right foot to protect the right ankle. This may be it for you. Move to the back of your seat. This may be it for you. When I say it for you, this may be the stretch you need. This may be it. This could be it. If you need a little more intense stretch, try gently pressing on your right thigh, not the knee, avoid the knee. Just gently, gentle presses. Let this leg know what's happening. And then extend. I need to use my left hand to just extend and hold that stretch. Right ankle needs to be flexed to protect my right knee. And I'm seated completely in the back of my chair. This may be what you need. Remember, we're going to go 3 stops. Consider this a bus. We're going to all meet up at the end. This is the first stop, crossing my right foot over my left leg. I'm going to flex the ankle. Your hamstring might be, this is my stop. I'm stopping here. Remember, you can move your left foot away or closer to your body. If you want to go to the second stop, take your right hand and just gently press down on your right leg. Before extending the stretch, I need to use my left hand to do that. I'm just holding my stretch. My hamstring's okay with this. My hips are okay. Keeping my right ankle flexed. If I want to go further, I can take an inhale and then exhale and do a forward fold. Whatever stop you get off on, we're all going to meet up at the same place. I see something in the chat, so I'm going to get my phone. Wherever you are, whatever stop you're at, keep breathing. Natasha, don't worry about having to leave early. I'm so glad you were here. It'll be recorded if you want to hop back in where you left off. So we're breathing. We're either right leg crossed with stretch extended with the left hand. Right leg cross, forward fold. Wherever we are, we're breathing, and we're going to do the other side too. If you're forward folding and wondering what to do with your hands, you can let them drop down to the floor, fingertips touching the floor. You can make a pillow with your hands for your forehead. Inhale. If you are folded over, come back to seated position. Your next exhale, release your right foot. We're going to do the same thing on the other leg. So inhale, cross your left leg over your right, and decide how close to your body your right foot is. Flex your left ankle to protect your knee, and decide if this is the stop for you. And notice how this may already feel completely different than the other side. I know it does for me. Now I'm going to take my left hand, because I want to explore a little further, and gently press down on my left leg. Kind of awaken it, let it know something's happening. And then I can take my right hand and extend the stretch. As I sit here and breathe, we're going to breathe the whole time. You decide if you want to exhale through your mouth. And if I want to go to the next stop, if I want to explore this stretch a little further, I can inhale sitting up tall. And as I exhale, fold over towards my right knee to release my hands. Or I can make a pillow with my hands for my forehead. Keep your left foot flexed and keep breathing. If crossing your ankle over your knee is an option, you can cross your ankles and do a forward fold over your knees. And you would just cross the right ankle over and then switch to the other leg. So you don't have to sit this one out if crossing your ankle over your knee is not an option. Breathing is the only thing that's not optional. Take a couple of more inhales and exhales in your stretch, whatever stop you're on, before returning your left foot to the floor. And let's just do ankle rolls. I know we did some when we were standing, but let's do some. So inhale and lift your right foot off the floor as high as you like, and rotate in one direction. Breathing, rotate in the other direction, and because we're going to throw in some toe stretches too. Now spread your toes as wide as you can and then ball them up. A lot of us may be in winter boot weather, heavy shoe weather. Stretch your toes, ball them up. And I know a lot of you all are in sandal weather all year round. Lucky you. Stretch the toes, make a ball. Exhale, lower the right foot. We're going to do the same with the left. So when you're ready to exhale, you'll lift your left foot and start your ankle rotations. You choose the direction. Again, noticing what you notice. Can you hear things? I hear things. What do you feel? Both directions. And you feel like you've got both directions covered. Stretch the toes as wide as you can. Ball them up. Stretch them as wide as you can and then ball them up. Stretch wide. Ball them up. Exhale when it's time and lower that foot. Let's just do some quick neck exercises before we move on. These are just a variety of different things that you can do any time of the day. Our digital community is seated at our desks a lot. So these are things that you can do while you're seated when you're ready to take a break. And you can do that shaking that we did, when you need to stand up and take a break. So let's just do some quick neck exercises. Inhale. Exhale, you lower your right ear to your right shoulder. The right shoulder stays relaxed. Let's take an inhale and an exhale in the stretch. This time we're going to start releasing our exhales through our mouths as a sigh. Inhale back to center. When you're ready to exhale, your left ear will come to your left shoulder. Remember to keep them relaxed. And you're exhaling through your mouth. Take another inhale and exhale here. Inhale back to center. And on the exhale, this time, look over the right shoulder. We've been looking over the right shoulder. Can you look past your right shoulder? Take another inhale and exhale here. Remember, sigh it out. Inhale back to center. Exhale this time, looking over that left shoulder, maybe beyond, stretching our eyes. Exhaling out through a sigh. Another inhale and exhale here. Inhale back to center, and our last movement. We'll pretend as if we've got a fat Sharpie or a magic marker, your writing instrument of choice, quill, felt tip, but it's attached to your nose. So it's extended this way, and there's a canvas right in front of you. And you're going to make circles. Pick a color. This could be your artistic canvas. You're going to make a circle starting small, inhaling as you go up, exhaling as you come down to do chin to chest. And the circle will get bigger and bigger. You're inhaling as you go up, exhaling as you come down. So you control the tempo, the size, the color of this work. We're going to go both directions. So finish going one direction. Shoulders stay relaxed, feet stay grounded on the floor. When you feel like you've done that one side a good turn, go the other way. Maybe even choosing to visualize a different color. A few more circles. And then come to neutral, which just means stop. No rush. You know what you need to work out, if anything. David, it was great to see you. I'm glad you feel better. See you later. If anyone ever gets to Oaxaca, I've only been once, but one of the local crafts, I was told, these beautiful woven bags that are almost like a tote bag. I've got one. They're beautiful. Okay. So we're back to stillness. Let's just take one more collective breath together. Inhaling our arms, circle sweeping up. Maybe palms together on your exhale. Come down to your hands over your heart. Just close your eyes and notice how you feel at this moment. Compare it to how you started. What are those memes? How we started, where we are now. You can release your hands. If your eyes were closed, you can open them. You can let us know in the chat or come off mic how you feel. Much better. Marty, when did you come? Okay, Marty, you changed your name. I mean, you changed your, yeah. You're welcome. Wonderful, Susan. Yeah. Fantastic. Clinton's calmer. He said that before, thinking about, oh, perfect. Gina, you do feel better. Thank you. And Clinton, you feel calmer. Yeah, the mind's going to have a lot going through. You know what? A tip for us people with the busy minds, it's going to be busy. Have self-compassion and love. Recognize that. Great. Celebrate that your mind is working. And that awareness is great. And you could be like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about something else. Let me come back to whatever my mindful moment was. So yeah, there's no such thing as I mean, even when we're resting, our minds are active. Let me say that. Wow, I got something out of that too. So let me get back to the presentation and see where we are. Where are we, Angela?
1 second.
I can take a nap. I know. I think I might take a nap after this. Get some warm hot chocolate to drink. And
We're actually, was that our final breathing exercise that we just did?
no, we did the movement. No, so we're for our final breathing exercise. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in another breathing exercise. Yeah. Let's try. Angela, your lips moist enough for bumblebee breath? I don't know. Let's try bumblebee breath.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me put some
Moisten your lips, everyone. And when I say that, maybe if you've got lip balm close by, because we're going to make like a bumblebee. And this can help Clinton when to get things out of your mind. Because what we're going to do is fill our head with a vibration that mimics a bumblebee. And if you can ask your mind to focus on the vibrations first in your mind and through your body. You're welcome, Jennifer. Rebecca, you have to go. It's okay. We'll have the you're welcome, the recording. Thank you for spending so much time. If you can focus on the vibration that's going on in your mind, in your brain, in your head, in your skull, in the tingling, and then focus how that goes through your body. This can help you remove yourself from your thoughts. So when I say make like a bumblebee, that's what we're going to do. We're going to inhale, but then on the exhale, we'll push the air out through our lips to imitate the sound of a bumblebee. I'll try to demonstrate, hoping that my lips are moist enough. So my lips are I'm really dark over here. I know that. Let's see. Here we go. So my lips are not rounded, but that's just my lips. But so it's a normal exhale, like I'm going to sigh it out. But I just form my lips so that I can buzz. It's so just start practicing by imitating a bee. If you were a kid and you were going to imitate a bee, what do bumblebees do? They buzz. Buzz, right? You can buzz, or you tongue do it with your breath. That's bumblebee breath. Practice that. Eyes closed or gaze lowered, and focus on the vibration. Feeling, hearing, and being the vibration. Just focus on the buzz. Feel free to return to your beautiful, precious, normal breath when you're ready, or keep buzzing. Something you can always practice. And when you practice it, try to get more and more in tune with the vibration that's happening. Yeah, Shoshana, you can feel like it's coming up from outside your body. It is. I know. I know. So, yeah. And that's something, again, you can do it can take you out of whatever state you're in and take you to a different one. It can calm you down. And the vibration stimulates the vagus nerve, which is a nerve that runs through our body, which is attached to our rest and relax reaction. We're either going to have fight or flight, or rest and relax. Right now, we're fighting and flighting, right? We're in that fight or flight when we're reacting to what's happening with our country and the actions of our government. So the buzzing can stimulate our vagus nerve. We can stimulate our rest and relax, which can calm us down. We're almost at the end. Angela is noting our next events. We'd love to see you again. And we're closing out with journaling, just like we started. Three questions you can try to do now, answer now, reflect on later. Can come off mic and say, put in the chat, but how do you feel now? Is that what's on screen? Am I jumping ahead, Angela?
I put it in the chat.
You put it in the chat. Okay, great.
Yes.
Fantastic. How do you feel now? Did you try anything new? Is there anything that you'll try again?
No.
And we've got 3 minutes for after party for anyone that has to leave on the half hour. I originally thought we'd have 10, but we took a little bit more time being in community, and that's fantastic. So we've got 3 more minutes to be in community for anyone still here that needs to leave on the half hour. Susan, you feel in charge of your emotional state of mind, and so calm. Namaste, baby. Right back at you. May we. You're welcome, Maya. We appreciate you and everything you're doing for voter protection. I've done for voter protection. Will do for voter protection. Thank you. Shoshana, you'll try tapping and bumblebee breath in the future for sure. Yay! 2 things that you can do at any time. I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah. Before everybody goes, It's okay. We'll be here. I think it starts at 7:30 Central European time. So just come when you can. We've got 2 more events this month for Black History Month. We have an event on DEI and why it's important for everyone because uh, the Republicans have sort of turned DEI into the new N word, but it really applies to a lot of things, and that a lot of people are going to get hurt by this. It's not. So we're just going to parse that out and try to educate everybody so they understand that this is all of our fight, and that DEI doesn't mean you're incompetent, um, which is really kind of crazy. And then the last event of the month is and this is a monthly event, it's our GBC Cafe. It's a place where people can come and talk about what's going on, how we're going to combat this, or just share their feelings, or maybe we'll have some topics over the month. All the monthly cafes are up on the website under the Global Black Caucus, and come sometimes. It's usually the last Sunday of the month, but that really depends on like if there's a holiday or something, then it might be moved to the next week or the week before, but mostly it's the last weekend of the month. I I don't want to dominate the space because I'm sure people have things to say, but I really appreciate everybody coming, and I want to thank Adrian so much. Um, this has been, I mean, I enjoyed this session, and as I said, Adrian and I have been sort of working together on me basically getting my head together about all of this, and it's really helped, and I hope that this session helped everybody as much as it helped me.
That
Yeah.
is my wish for you too, Angela. Thanks for providing the platform for us to get together as a community and for your leadership with the Global Black Caucus. The light in me
Yeah.
sees and acknowledges the light in all of you all. Let's stick together and take care of
Yes.
each other.
Yes, let's stick together for sure, because they want to divide us, but we're not going to let them do that. I think it's very important. And so I can get Adrian's book up here again. Be sure to get Adrian's book if you're interested. Um, yeah, it's available on several different platforms, and yeah, it took mine a little while to get here, but I'm super, super happy it arrived.
What's the
It's also
title?
on Kindle also. I just wanted a hard copy just because I don't have very many books that are written by my friends. So I wanted to get it in my hands.
What's the title of the book? I can see
Wellness
the
on the
see.
Weekly.
And
Wellness
Ooh,
on the Weekly, 52 fun prompts for mindfulness, movement, and a whole lot less stress. And I can just say the Kindle version has direct
amazing.
links to some practices, but there is a Spotify playlist with the practices as well. So things like this that you can do video or podcast. And Angela, I'm embarrassed now. I'm gonna go, and I'm also feeling a little teary because this has been an emotional exercise for me too. I brought some emotions up, but I got a little teary when I thought about us as a community and keeping together and taking care of each other. So I'm really grateful that we were able to do this because I am concerned about our well-being. We got a long, long, long haul in front of us. So again, Angela, thanks for making this available, for replay for people to do. And I love my community. Thank you for letting me offer this to you all.
yeah, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Adrian.
Thank
Thank
you.
you everyone for coming.
It was wonderful.
Yes, it
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
really
Thank
great. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you
all
very
for
much.
coming. And
Thank you
hopefully
very
we'll see
much.
you at some of our other events later. Ciao.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.